Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. Pittsburgh Steelers fans and faithful, this is the first time in a long time that I actually feel calm, that I can take a deep breath now that the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Aaron Rodgers. Now, I knew the whole time that Aaron Rodgers was going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers because he's a man of his word. I had no doubts that he was going to sign with the Steelers. But until you actually seen him in the black and gold, it wasn't easy just to relax. And now that Aaron Rodgers is in the black and gold and he's at practice and you see him moving around and you see his legs are still good, they're still underneath him, and you see him zip that ball around, I feel so much better. We got that big stud receiver, DK Metcalf. He is going to be head and shoulders above George Pickens. He's going to be dependable. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. The combination of Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf alone is going to open up the entire offense. Never mind all the other great players that we already have. The only thing left to make everything's getting so much better for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everything. The only thing left is to sign TJ Watt to an extension where he will remain with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the remainder of his career. Now, am I a little bit annoyed right now? Yes. You want to know why? Because this should just be a celebration for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the fans, the city of Pittsburgh. We got our quarterback. We got our big stud receiver. Of all the people not to take care of first, meaning TJ Watt, sometimes it's just mind-blowing. The organization should have went to TJ Watt before his contract was even up and paid him the money. So of course we have one more small hurdle to get over, and that's TJ Watt's contract. Once TJ Watt's contract is signed and everybody is at practice, I'm telling you, the entire vibe of the team, of the locker room, of the organization, the city of Pittsburgh, it's all trending in the right direction. I kept thinking today how every game's exciting to me. I don't care who they play. I don't care who the quarterback is. But it almost last year watching Russell Wilson, it hurt in my gut. Oh, this is going to be so painful. We can't do anything on offense. This guy can't throw the ball anymore. We're just going to be, it was just it was so unbearable to watch because it's an NFL team with NFL quarterbacks. And we have a quarterback in Russell Wilson that could literally not throw the football. And it was just a painful way to lose and watch the games. It was you felt like the whole room was shrinking. You felt like the world was shrinking on the offense just because we couldn't do anything at all. And now, you know what I feel like? Now I just feel like it's expanding and sky is the limit and we can accomplish anything and we can really pump that ball down the field. It makes the entire offense better. It makes the entire defense better. It just makes everything better. And it's so exciting now. Going into the season, Aaron Rodgers, he's still got 1 year left. I believe he has that 1 year left in him. Every game we got a gunslinger who, if we're down by 6 and there's only 2 minutes left on the clock and we're on our own 20-yard line and he comes into the game, we have a quarterback that is totally capable of going 80 yards for the win. We have a quarterback that can duel it out with Josh Allen. We got a quarterback that can duel it out with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. We got a chance now. And to say that I'm relieved is like an understatement. With Mason Rudolph, I like Mason Rudolph, but I felt the same type of way. I felt like the room was shrinking. The potential was that's just the way I interpret it. The offense is going to shrink down now, and we're going to just be, run on first down, run on second down, throw it on third down. It's going to be the same old thing. Can't pump the ball down the field. It's just going to be so condensed. And now I feel the total opposite. We're just totally free. We're going to throw this rock down the field. He's going to sling it all over the place. That's exactly how I feel. So let's watch Aaron Rodgers today, or this might have been yesterday. No, it was 6/10, June 10th. 2025, obviously. So let's watch Aaron run around. You know, he looks good. His legs are behind him. It's a good sign, him running around like that. There we go. You know, a lot of people will say, what's the big deal? What do you mean, what's the big deal? He's 41 years old. It could be worse. You could be watching him out there and you're like, oh my God, he's got lead in his feet. He doesn't look like that. He's bouncing around on his toes. He looks to be in shape. He still can flick the ball. So just be happy. There's no, I don't see, I usually say that about all the other players, but all the other players are young. So it's no big deal to me. They're like, oh, who cares? Everybody looks good in a t-shirt and shorts. But when you're 41 years old, that's a whole different ball game. So when he's out there, Aaron Rodgers, and he looks good, I'm going to eat this up. I'm going to take it for what it's worth. I am going to make a big deal out of it because it is a big deal. He's not a 25-year-old player. There we go. Bouncing around. And look, you know, like DK Metcalf, he's been at every mini camp. He's been at every practice every day. Every one. Working his ass off, not giving anybody a hard time, not acting like an idiot, not making it about him, not being George Pickens. What's there not to like? Huge, strong, fast, no nonsense type of attitude. He's going to be the new bully of the AFC North at the wide receiver position. It's just awesome. Woo! That's what I want to see. Exactly. Woo, you heard the other guy too. You know, DK Metcalf, he's a huge target. I mean, I know George is kind of tall, but he's just it's a totally different type of player. It's a totally different type of mentality, attitude, work ethic, everything. And when your most talented players are your hardest workers, the TJ Watts, the Minka Fitzpatricks, the Cam Haywards, the DK Metcalfs, I'm not saying none of the other guys don't work hard on the team, but you get the point. It sets the tone. It tells people we're ready to rock. We're ready to go. Changes the whole dynamics of the locker room. One bad apple, George Pickens, destroying the entire team. Well, those days are over. And let's not forget, let's give credit where credit is due. I believe this is one of Coach Tomlin's best off seasons ever. You know, he made all the right moves in the draft, not reaching for a quarterback, getting good quality, solid guys in the draft that have potentials to be draft steals. No questionable guys. He made all the right decisions. DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers. Remember, Coach Tomlin is the final say who comes, who goes, and plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think it could have went any better than the way it is now. I give Coach Tomlin an A+++ for this offseason going into 2025. I really mean it. This is probably one of the best off seasons the Steelers had in a long time. No stupid decisions, no reaches, no bringing in any problem childs. They brought in the best guys for the organization that were available. All of the players were literally the best possible outcome. This is Coach Tomlin's best offseason he's ever had. Best one by far. Let's watch Aaron Rodgers after his first day of practice with the Steelers.
Aaron, what was the first day of practice like?
Well, it was good. Good to be out here with the guys. Still learning the offense, but good to be in a jersey and cleats again.
How long will it take you to get acclimated, you think, with the offense?
I mean, that's all. Those are two different things. The offense, It's a lot of the similar terms from the Shanahan offense, so I got a lot of stuff already booked. There's a couple new words and different things formationally, but I'll have it figured out, in a couple weeks probably.
Aaron, you visited here over 70 days ago. What made now the right
70?
time? 70, yeah. It's been a little bit. What made now the right time to sign a deal and be here?
I was dealing with a lot of things in my personal life, and some things improved a little bit where I felt like I could fully be all in here with the guys. I had a great conversation with Mike throughout the entire process and Omar, but it's good to get that done and get behind us.
Aaron, why was the Steelers the right fit for you?
I think it starts with Mike Tomlin. I mean, I've been a fan of his for a long time. There's a few iconic franchises in the NFL. I played for one of them for 18 years. This is another one of those. There's something special about, obviously, this area. So many great quarterbacks are from Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh has been a part of my career from the beginning. Playing for Mike McCarthy for 13 years, having Tom Clements or Tommy Clements, depending on how old you are, as my quarterback coach forever. Don Capers, Kevin Green, Darren Perry, Ben McAdoo, Frank Signetti, Luke Getzey. I don't want to forget anybody, but a lot of Yinzers in my life.
You had said a week ahead of the draft you were leaving all options open, including retiring. How clear-cut was it in your mind as you went through the process that you were going to play here?
I wouldn't say it was super clear-cut. I didn't want to shortchange the guys and be, sign, but be elsewhere mentally or physically. So until I could be here and be all in, I needed to take care of my business.
Aaron, what was your message to the team today?
I'm going to keep that between me and the guys.
Kim Hayward talked on his podcast this morning about how important it would be to bring
This morning?
This morning.
Yeah, no, nice.
But he talked about the leadership that you can bring to the offensive side of the ball and how that'll be very important. How much of that was the conversation when you first talked to the team about what you can be as a leader?
Well, I think I just want to be a servant leader here and just pass on the knowledge that I have of 20 years, the experience, and just try and fit in with the guys, get to know them, let them get to know me, and just enjoy the process. Everything's new. It's like the first day of school. I don't know a lot of guys' names. They don't have names on the back of the jerseys here. They don't have names on the doors in the meeting rooms. I literally walk out of the locker room lost, try and grab somebody. Hey, where am I going? But I'll get the feel of it, and I'm excited about making this home.
Aaron, at this point in your life, why do you still want to play?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. Like, I don't need it for my ego. I don't need it to keep playing. A lot of decisions that I've made over my career and life from strictly the ego, even if they turn out well, are always unfulfilling. But the decisions made from the soul are usually pretty fulfilling. So this was a decision that was best for my soul. And I felt like being here with Coach T and the guys they got here and the opportunity here was the best for me. And I'm excited to be here.
Aaron, is it different physically being almost 2 years out from the Achilles as it was opposed to one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 41, so body feels different than it did at 25, but I feel better. I feel good last year. I worked really hard. It was a tough couple of years, getting hurt and then rehabbing for a year to get back, but I feel good.
Aaron, kind of along those lines, after the way things unfolded last year, what do you feel like is different about this organization and about you physically, mentally, that will lead to more success here?
I'm not gonna take any shots at my previous organization, if that's what you're trying to get me to do. I'm just gonna talk about these guys. I like the opportunity here. I like the feel with the guys. I like how Mike T has been in the meetings. Tom Arth and I have known each other since 2006. He was in my quarterback room our first offseason together. Still has the prettiest drop I've ever seen. So it was good to see him. Arthur I've known for a number of years. Obviously everybody in the Shanahan tree is close. Enjoyed our conversations over the last few months and the one-on-one times we've had in the meeting rooms looking at film and talking about the offense.
What's there grown to appreciate about the city of Pittsburgh, and what are you looking forward to experiencing more now, living here and working?
I love the Greenfield Avenue area. Mike told me to say that. No, I mean, this is a blue-collar town. The history of this great area is building the structure of the country. So a lot of great people here, great fan base. We played here over the years. They even got their own song they play, late in the third or in the fourth quarter. But it's a special place to play sports. Just great blue-collar people, and I'm excited to meet some of the fans along the way.
Hey, Aaron, what would winning big, winning a championship mean to you as far as you've accomplished at this point of your career?
That'd mean the 7th championship for the city, right? That'd be great.
Is there, internally though, is there drive for you that motivates you in terms of pursuing that?
I have a lot that motivates me, but this is about the love of the game that's given me so much over the years, and making peace with a nice long career.
Aaron, you mentioned the Shanahan offense a couple times. Is the familiarity already with this system part of what made this an attractive destination?
That was part of it. Yeah, I liked Arthur. Obviously, I've known Tom forever. A big attraction was Mike Tomlin. I've gone against him over the years. The way that the conversations went between him and I, between whatever it was in March or April, and the last Sunday when I called him, was some of the coolest conversations I've had in the game. Definitely with the head coach. So he's a big reason I'm here. I believe in him, and excited to play for him.
What do you find makes you feel that way? Why do you say things about Tom? What has he kind of showed you or rubbed off on you?
Well, we've had some great conversations, and I just appreciated the way that he treated me throughout the process.
What do you know of DK Metcalf and Pat Barnum's game that you decided to work with them as pass catchers?
DK's been blowing me up for a while. We got to get together out west, but I've gone against him a number of times. He's big, athletic, fast, got great hands, ball skills. But the thing that really excites me the most is his character. I think he's a high character guy. I was teasing him the first conversation we had. He said, "Yes, sir," like 10 times. I said, "Is that because I'm 41?" He said, "No, that's how I talk." So I like his whole personality and his approach and the way he is on the field, his professionalism. Pat's been blowing me up mostly on DMs and on the gram, but I've had respect for his game for a while too. He was just teasing me about 2-minute starters there at the end, but I like the opportunity to work with all the guys in the tight end room. There's a lot of guys with different skill set. I told Darnell today I haven't had a tight end like him since Mercedes, and Mercedes all-time great. Darnell is like a young Mercedes, able to do things in the passing game, dominate the line of scrimmage. Connor had a really nice day-to-day, I thought, making plays. So there's a lot of guys in that room with great skill sets.
Aaron, do you anticipate having another workout with any of the guys between now and training camp?
I do. I just got to get him. I got to try and convince him to come out to Malibu, California. It's going to be a tough sell, I think. Tough sell.
Did you respond to Pat's DMs on?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Aaron, did you do your meeting here earlier in the year? Did you leave with any material just to study what they do or anything like that?
No, I just got in my Malibu and took off.
Aaron, you were going through your process this offseason. How much did you consider making other organizations as you were weighing all your options, or when you decided that you were going to return the season, was Pittsburgh really, the choice that you had?
I think there was conversations with other organizations for sure, but again, the rapport that fell in between me and Mike made it to where, as I was going through my personal stuff, there wasn't any other option for me. It was here or not play.
Aaron, in your documentary, you said you're at the point in your career you don't feel like you need to prove anything to anyone but yourself. What do you want to prove to yourself this year?
I said that in my documentary. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy the game. The game's given me a ton. It's hard to think of anything in my life that's positive that wasn't impacted by directly or indirectly by playing this game. So just want to give love back to the game, enjoy it, pass on my knowledge to my teammates, and try and find ways to help lead the team.
Aaron, I don't think you took any team reps today. Is that the plan the next couple of days? And how much is it learning? You have the helmet up, you're listening to the play call. How much learning today on the field watching?
I can't stand the helmet. I've worn a shut for 20 years, and somehow it finally didn't pass the safety standards. But no, I'm just going through the script. Like Tom's giving me a script so I can follow along, trying to like listen to the plays in my helmet, then say them back and then read it. So for me, the more times that I write it or read it or hear it, the more it kind of sticks in. Again, a lot of stuff is stuff I've done before, but there's some new terms and new types of motion words and different stuff. So I'm learning. I'm gonna go through the individual stuff. I think that's what Mike wants me to do. And I told Mike, he wants me to practice, I'll practice, but I think he said he just wants me to stick to the individual until I got the offense down.
They got to find a new helmet.
Shit, I hope so.
Aaron,
It's been 9 years since this fan base saw a playoff win. Do you feel you're that person that can help this team get over that hump?
We're day one of minicamp for me, so I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Aaron, a lot's been made about the ring on your left ring finger. Is that an Aura ring or anything else? That wedding ring? Anything?
Yeah, it's a wedding ring.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How long ago?
It's been a couple months.
A few more here, a few more.
You talked a lot about getting vaccinated. Is there any trepidation ever missing the OTAs, not being here for OTAs, and then getting the no process now?
No.
You talked in your documentary about
Sweet, 2 documentary questions. All right. About what?
about mentoring Jordan Love.
Yeah.
That you wanted to do for him kind of what you didn't have with Brett Favre. Are you looking forward to doing the same thing with Will Howard here?
I am. Will's a good kid. We've got to talk a little bit. I thought he did really well today. He seems pretty bright. Not too big for him. Going through the progressions really well. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be with him every single day and every single meeting. Found my seat next to him today in the offensive meeting. Whether or not that sticks, right next to Will Howard. So I'm gonna help him out as much as I can.
Has he told
Two
you
more.
that he was 3 years old when you got drafted?
Not yet, but I'm sure he will.
Aaron, how much,
Last one
how
here.
much freedom do you anticipate to Audible to use your in-helmet experience, kind of take over when you see fit?
I don't understand that last term, take over when I see fit. I mean, I've called some 2 minutes over the years. But the idea that somehow I need to or have spent most of my career playing outside of an offensive system is just not correct. So I'm going to learn the offense, and Arthur and I are going to talk a bunch this summer. And if there's things that I like that I'd like to see in the offense, Arthur, I'm sure, is going to put it in. But he knows how to call a game. I know how to get us in the right spot based on what's called. There's 2 or 3 plays called in the huddle sometimes. My job is to get us in the right play.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron.
First, I want to talk about Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin did an awesome A-plus job in handling this entire situation with Aaron Rodgers. He didn't press him. He didn't let his ego get in the way. He told Aaron, you know what? When you're ready, we're here. If you want to come, we'd love to have you. He handled it the perfect way with a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, who could be a little bit, like he's towards the end. He didn't get treated well by the Jets. He has a torn Achilles. He has personal problems in his life. If Coach Tomlin would have went at Aaron Rodgers with the super hardcore, I'm the coach and here and you're here, it wouldn't have worked. He wouldn't have signed. Coach Tomlin deserves nothing but praise for the Aaron Rodgers situation. Then I loved Aaron Rodgers' humility. The big lie that they tell on ESPN, racist Ryan Clark and Stephen A. Smith, the clown show, is that Aaron Rodgers will want to change the whole offense. He's like, he just said it. I don't know where that came from. I play within the system all the time. I'm going to listen to my coach. I love the humility, the way he talked about the city of Pittsburgh, and he honored the tradition there and the people there. It shows nothing but humility. The total opposite of what the media says about Aaron Rodgers. Then I loved when he said, yeah, I've been around. The Yinzers have been part of my life forever. Great comment. It was also funny when he said 70 days. Like, he's like, the exact days. Yeah, Aaron, we've all been counting the days down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, he got a kick out of it also, and so did I. Trust me, we knew the exact second, the minute, the day, we knew everything. If it was raining, if there was cats or dogs on the lawn, we knew where you were. Then I loved how he talked about the tight ends. We're going to see a big, major improvement with all our tight ends this year because we have a quarterback that can get them the football. And the last thing I'm going to touch on this. Aaron Rodgers is open arms to tutor Will Howard to turn him into a great pro. Once again, everything that you heard about Aaron Rodgers being selfish, it's all about him and this and that. Totally not true. The entire media that criticized Aaron Rodgers negatively because you don't like his personality for whatever the reason, you owe Aaron Rodgers an apology. He's a man of his word. Everything that he said so far that he was going to do, he did it. Everything he said on the Pat McAfee show that he was going to do, he did it, which was months ago. And I know for a fact, everything that he said in this press conference, he is going to do it. The sky is the limit for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. This is the best news that we've had in a long time. We're headed to the Super Bowl. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.